watching The David Robinson Show
on the Coyoteman Show Network.
Real talk, real people, real conversation.
And good evening, and welcome to The David Robinson Show. Real talk, real people, real conversations. Tonight's topic is talking about the edge. I have a special guest on my show tonight who's not shy to being on this side of the mic. Miss Sanji, the queen herself.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the David Robinson Show.
Yes, here on the Coyoteman Show Network.
Of course.
Yes.
We have came a long way.
Yes, we have. It's been a while.
It's been a while. I mean, you know,
It was
we're
a
talking
good
about
journey.
over a year or so more.
Year and a half.
And we was kind of just going back and forth. Didn't know how things were going to turn out. And I want to jump right into this interview, though.
What you going to jump into? What is going on?
First of all, what made you come up with the edge? Do you think people live on the edge, or that's something that you came up with?
Well, it's on the edge, and what happened was I was trying to help a friend out about anger management, right? And they said they had a couple of years of anger management. They said 3 years of anger management training, and they still was angry, right? And you know, us women, we feel like we can fix things. So I was like, you know, why weren't you able to get a breakthrough in your anger management? I said, well, you know what? Don't worry about a thing. I can help you, right? But I can help you. I can help you get over your anger issues. You know, I'm not, you know, I don't have any degrees or anything in it. But like I said, you know, women, we feel as though we can fix people. And I said to him, and he, you know what he said to me?
What?
How is one angry person going to help another angry person?
Oh, wow. So you was talking about blind leading the blind.
And he said, we're just going to be on the edge.
So that's how you came up with
And that's
tonight.
how we came up with on the edge. Yeah.
So do you think a lot of people, personally, I know some that been on your show, you think most people live their life on the edge?
The reason I can believe that could be true. You know, and the reason why we decided to do the show was to just talk about things that keep us on the edge and just have like an open dialogue and, you know, a friendly environment, almost like we had a saying like Vegas was going on the edge, stays on the edge. Sometimes it didn't, trust me. Sometimes it toppled over into the real life where, why did you say that? You know, like that didn't. But when I got here and we switched the dynamic of the show as like just more than one host, even with my host, Sekou, shout out to Sekou, the madman, he always was the support. His position was to support me, whatever it is. If it was wrong, he would tell me it was wrong, but he would still support me in a way that there's no judgment. Okay. But he'll be like, I'm sorry, Sanji, I don't agree. But okay, you know, and then I'm like, okay, I understand that you don't agree with what I'm saying, and what do you think? You know, we would go back and forth with that, and then he may have an issue. So by the time we go through a certain amount of episodes, we tend to learn each other. Okay. So we knew each other's red flags, we knew each other's likes and dislikes and things like that. So we decided to do an exercise. Okay. You know, and our exercise was okay, and it's just friends. But we pretended, we did some acting, you know, you good with that, right? And our acting, we wanted to see if we really got over those red flags, right? So we split up into teams. So it was Barbie and her Barbie of Comedy, shout out to Barbie, and it was Silky Mike. Those two was gonna have to order some food at a restaurant, right? And then we had myself and Sekou, and we had to order some food at the restaurant. And then we brought in Uncle Shelton, shout out to Uncle Shelton, who was going to be our waiter. Okay. And this was all done virtual, and we were method acting when we were being ourselves. We got a little bit too into ourselves, right? My job was to stay in my feminine and he ordered my food. And Silky Mike's job was to stay in his masculine and not allow her to overthrow his masculinity in ordering her food. Trust me, and it was a challenge that I created. And I had Coyote, and I think it was Jay Beyond. They were on the side. They had to give us a lifeline. Even Uncle Shelton would give us a lifeline if we got stuck. But we had to get through the whole thing.
Wow.
Mind you, I didn't get through it because he ordered food for me that I didn't like to eat.
I think I would have had a problem with that myself. I'm not being honest. I would have.
And so how would you overcome that? I mean, I'm going to tell you what the gentleman ordered for me, right? I did smile and grin because, the camera's on me,
Right.
But at the same time, in my mind and the things that I was thinking, I had to reverse what I was thinking in order to get through this. And this was some advice from our lifelines. Coyote gave me some advice. And the thing is, it's like he said, carry goat with extra spices, really hot. I do not like hot food. I can't enjoy it. I'll probably choke off of it. I could be allergic. You know what I'm saying? And then he ordered double order of some boring string beans, right? Boring. There's nothing special about these string beans. Then he ordered some water, bottled water, right? That was the worst bottled water that's on the list of being the worst bottled water. So I had to internalize this and keep a straight face because this is a date and not be offensive. It was very hard for me because in my mind, I'm thinking this guy is nuts if he thinks I'm going to eat this food. He's nuts for ordering it. And then in my mind, why didn't you just ask me what you thought that I'm, or just have a conversation with me before you order some food that I don't like? What would you have done?
Realistically?
How would you help me? Help me get through this date.
Realistically, first of all, I don't think either person would have, because if you don't know this person, how can they go on this order what they want you to have?
Some people are like that.
But my thing was, if I had been, I would have said, I already ate. I'm good. And maybe I'll take it home if you insistent, but right now I'm not going to eat it.
So you're going to sit through the whole date while this gentleman is eating his food?
Because I would have said, look, I'm sorry. I would have, if it was a female, I do appreciate you ordering the food for me. But I have already ate, but I do enjoy the company. I would say I would enjoy the person, and drunk the water, but I wouldn't have ate the food.
Right. And the thing is, I'm not a really good liar.
Well,
I'm a Cancer.
Well, when it comes to food, I'm very selective. I can go to somebody's house that I may know and may not know, but if they're not clean, certain things are not, I'm going to pass up. I'm not going to eat certain foods. I'm sorry.
Coyote told me to say that, just say that you're allergic to the food. And most likely I probably would have been because it was very, very hot food and that type of spices could, so I did say that. I said, but I did say it the same way that you said. I said, sorry, I really appreciate, your efforts in ordering this food for me and everything, but I'm allergic to it. And then he ordered some more nasty food, and so I had to just let it go and let this nasty food come and not eat it and do what you say, take it home.
So let me ask you something. And I know y'all
it was method, right? Acting.
So who was this person? I mean, is this person you never met before? Or was this your first date?
It was supposed to be a first date. Sekou, my co-host, was paying attention to all the things that we were talking about in our show as red flags, right? So he was supposed to make it as difficult for me as possible to see if I could get over it without getting angry or stepping outside of my feminine side and just being really masculine. Like, listen, dude, I'm not eating that. First of all, who are you to order this food for me? Listen, this date is over. I had to get through the date.
That would have been a red flag for me.
What, me saying that?
No, the food.
It was a red flag. So that will never be a second date.
I give you one.
Go ahead.
I went out on a date, met this person. Some years back, went out, And I asked the young lady to order whatever you would like on the menu. So she orders her food. I'll order mine. So my plate came. She started eating off my plate. Now, in my mind, I was cussing this woman out. I said, you know what? This is going to be the last time we go out to eat. Because I asked her to order what she wants. She got a plate full of food. I don't know her. Why you eating off my plate?
I don't know her.
No, I'm being honest. I mean, that was a red flag for me.
And you know what? I can appreciate you saying that because I'm hearing that from a lot of gentlemen that say that is a red flag for them. Someone to eat off their plate. They say, listen, order whatever you like on me. So if you got to order what I'm ordering and something else, just stay off my plate. It's pretty much what you're saying, right?
Right. But I just think initially when you're talking about dating and getting to know it, I think that people,
it's a red flag.
What men and women don't do, we don't get past the physical. We get so caught up in the physical of what we see instead of looking at the signs of this person, of things you may or may not like about that person, things they say, and if person do certain things, believe what they say.
Yes, definitely believe them. I was just talking to one of a guest that was on my show today, and I told him sometimes we sabotage our own selves by our conversations, right? And like he said, believe them, right? Because they're telling you the truth. And some of the things I say on a first date that I used to say on the first date because I didn't like that person, they didn't believe me. You know what I mean? And I would just say all kind of crazy stuff. I got so used to saying it that when I got around real people that was decent, not that I was trying to date them, I'm still having the same conversation, which is terrifying. I'm like, this girl is nuts. You know what I'm saying? What is she talking about?
I believe too, since we still talk about the dating situation, I think that the way you're raised, and I know the mentality of the Baltimore area versus being raised down south is totally different. Because when you say going on a date, men, if I ask you out, that means I'm paying because I'm asking you out.
Right,
but if you say, hey, you want to take me out, well, I'm expecting you to pay because you asking me out.
You know that's wrong, right?
How's that wrong?
It's wrong.
Explain that.
I'm gonna explain it to you.
Explain it to me.
It's just don't accept it. If you're not gonna pay for the meal, just don't accept it.
No.
Just don't accept it.
No. If you're gonna ask me out,
I need a lifeline, Coyote.
No, if you're asking me out on a date,
yes.
You're asking me out. I mean, if you ask me out, then I expect you to pay.
I understand that, but that's not cool. You know that, right?
No. I disagree.
I'm just saying it's not cool.
What is not cool about it?
I'm just telling you it's not cool.
Well,
but if she agrees to do it and she pays for the food and she wants more from you.
What you mean? Stop right there. What's she gonna want more?
What do you think?
Okay, this is where I'm going with that. I'm glad you said what you said. And I'm talking about the mentality.
Yes.
The way we were raised, most men down south, if I ask you out, I'm not expecting anything from you. I'm just gonna take you out. I'm not trying to get in your panties. I'm taking you out on a date. And a date does not mean that, hey, I want to sleep with you. I'm trying to get to know you.
I understand, but you have to make that clear these days.
You see, it's the way you're raised. We're talking about the mentality of here.
And I can appreciate what you're saying, but I'm just telling you that you gotta be careful if a woman asks you out. That's way too aggressive. It's way too aggressive.
Well, see, since we're gonna still talk about the edge, so we're gonna talk about dating. And okay, I'm gonna bring it home because I'm gonna talk about me now a little bit and be real. If I meet a woman initially, I don't mind being the aggressor and take that initiative role as the man. But we live in a society where things have changed.
I understand.
And the roles have changed.
All right.
So women make more, they're in power, in position. So if they're in position and you ask me out, then fine, you know.
Okay. Let's analyze that.
Okay.
How do you take that woman after all of that situation?
Take how what? If she asks me out?
You just taking advantage of the fact that someone's asking you out. Do you have any intentions? Do you intend on being with that person, or do you want to get to know this person, or you just taking advantage, just the same as a woman would? Oh, he asked me out. If a man asks me out and I'm gonna have no interest in that person, absolutely no interest, I'm not accepting the invitation.
But see, there's a difference.
Let's tell me about
There's
the
a difference
difference.
what you just said.
Tell me the difference.
If a person asks you out, you don't know that person and you don't know her or him, vice versa.
I'm not accepting it. I don't know them. That's one thing. Well,
how you going?
Just because you're a man don't make you exempt from the rules because you all manly and strong and stuff. You still can get the misunderstandings and the issues and things like that as anybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Let me bring it home then.
Bring it home because you're setting me up. I already know you're trying to push me to the edge. Y'all see what David's doing. Go ahead, David.
Bring it home.
Okay.
If I'm gonna talk about me again. If I ask a woman out, I say a woman asks me out, okay? Fine. We can go out. But see, I'm gonna ask her a question because I'm trying to get to know her. What you looking for? First of all, are you married? Are you divorced? What you looking for?
Okay.
So if you
sitting here with me right now, right?
I'm initially asking this woman questions right off the bat, just because she asked me, and if I like her,
woosah.
Go ahead.
Listen, you're sitting right here with me right now, right?
Right.
Though, how long did it take for you to ask those 3 questions?
What?
That you just asked.
What questions?
Are you married? This, that, and the other.
Yeah, all those questions.
I'm not gonna. Why would you wait until you get on a whole date with somebody to ask those questions?
No.
They sitting right in front of you.
No. But first of all, before we even get to that point, now you try to put me on the edge. Before we get to that point, of course, I'm gonna ask the question. You know, if you come and start talking to me, we having a conversation, we start vibing. Of course, I'm gonna ask that woman initially if she's married. I'm going to ask her certain questions. If she tell me, hey, at this point, I'm divorced or whatever she decides to tell me, it's up to me to say I'm going to accept or I don't accept.
Okay. I got a role play for you. This is the check. You went on a date with this beautiful woman, right? She said she was going to pay. Or you never established who was going to pay. You expected her to pay because she asked you out. The check comes in and it's right here. They put it in the middle. And she does this.
So first of all,
he moved it.
If the check comes, this depends on first of all. I'm gonna ask initially before we even go out on that date.
I understand.
You know, how are we going? Are we going as
we going Dutch?
Dutch? Or I'm taking you out, I'm paying. Or she may say, well, hey, but if the bill come, I insist. But you got some women who big time, and they're quick to tell you, I got the bill. They got it. Now.
So you're comfortable with that?
I don't have a problem with it. Not at all. Because I don't have a problem paying myself, but I ain't gonna have a problem if she wants to pay. The problem I come with if I go out and take you out the first time and I pay and I take you out again. I'm not gonna be paying all the time. No, it's a point.
You know what, David? You done pushed me to the edge, I'm about to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes. You go at that. Listen to you. I would never date you again. It's like just you had this. If you had this, listen, guys. I'm not trying to mess up his love life, but I'm just telling you. You can't have your relationship based on money if you're trying to build anything.
Based on money. We were talking about going out.
With the check.
We talk about going out.
Listen, you gonna pay the check every time. I'm not playing with you. It's no game. Right there. You're paying the check every time.
If I want this woman to be my wife, she becomes a helpmate. It's not a point of me doing all the time.
You will be paying this check. I'm telling you right now. Pay the check, David.
Well, I tell you what. You're not worried about it. I won't be dating that woman no more.
Listen, you will be paying this check. You know, I'm going to help you in other ways, but you're going to bless me with this meal, Mr. David.
I don't have a problem blessing her with the meal.
You will be blessing me
So
with
I
this
go
meal.
out with you 5, 6, 7 times, whatever time. Because see, if a woman,
I'm gonna cook. We're going to cook. We don't have to go out all the time.
consider it.
Mm-hmm.
See, what about the consideration and having a future with this person and having a long life with this person?
I understand, but we started off with the dating, and you
dating,
lost me.
But dating started with, dating means I'm trying to get to know you because I'm looking for a wife or you looking for a husband.
Well, let's just go to the coffee shop then. But I'm gonna tell you, you'll learn a lot from me at this dinner table. You're gonna learn more about me at this dinner table than you're gonna learn from me at the coffee shop or at the library or at the beach. You're gonna find out how I deal with people. You're gonna find out how I handle rough things that happen. I mean, we were out the other night and the waitress kept making mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And we did not point out her mistakes. She pointed out her own. And she kept saying she was sorry. She kept saying she was sorry. The average person would have been like, listen, they need to get somebody in here to know what they doing because, you know, they messing up our check. They messing up things. And you know what I'm saying? And then, but
Was she new?
She was brand new. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't handle that well. They don't care. You know, they want their food when they want things done correctly. They all weird. And this is my pet peeve. All this substitution when you ordering the food. Excuse me. And listen, I don't mind if a man does it. It's just annoying when a woman does it because she's a friend of mine. Not any woman, just a friend of mine. She's like, I went on a cruise with a friend of mine and she was so annoying. Oh, excuse me, instead of the broccoli, I want mashed potatoes. Instead of the fish, I want steak. Like, that's a whole nother section. Why don't you just look on the menu and get what exactly you're supposed to have, the steak, the potatoes? No, you over here on the fish side and you're telling, oh, instead of the fish, give me the steak, and instead of the broccoli, give me the this, all through the whole meal. And then by the time it's time for me to order, I'm like exhausted and afraid they're gonna mess my food up.
She needs some help. That prayer needs some help.
And then it's this and there's all of this and it's like, give me this, and oh, excuse me, you forgot my straw. All this ghetto-ness, right?
That's exactly what that is.
You learn a lot, you know what I'm saying? And if somebody gives them the wrong plate, that's not my plate. That's not what I ordered. Get it right, you know, then you know she's gonna give you a hard time.
I want to get back to that dating, that money situation.
I'm gonna let you get
and
back
this is
there.
a true story.
All right.
I'm not gonna say the person's name, but this person pretty much was very wealthy. Okay. And this person bought his wife just about anything that he wanted, whatever she wanted. And for a birthday, he gave her money. He would go. He's a businessman. But they wind up getting a divorce because what she wanted was his time.
Exactly.
And to spend time because
money don't
they
mean
had
anything.
a big old home out in, I'm not gonna say that because I give it away, but
I understand.
Well, but the point I'm making is money was fine, but because he had it, he improvised that to appease her. And she was a psychologist, so she had money as well, but he was a businessman, so he owned a chain or restaurant. But the thing from what she wanted from him was to spend time with him.
That's all.
To her. So when you are getting to know a person, sometimes it ain't all about the money.
It's not.
Yeah.
It really isn't. That's why I was saying that, you know what I mean? If you're going to treat a person, if you go out with a person, they have to be worth it. It's like, don't go out with a person just to be going out with them.
Amen.
You know what I mean? They got to have some value to you, you know, even if you're just getting to know them. It could be just their aura, their personality. It could be how nice they were, and you guys just want to hang out. You become friends before you become all this other stuff. So,
Come on,
so
man.
you're sitting with a friend. you know, or to be friend. And maybe y'all want to take it further, or maybe you don't want to take it further. You just want to be friends. Y'all like each other's company. You go out, you eat, you treat each other. You know, it's not about you pay the check, you treat each other. I get that part. You know what I'm saying? But the expectation part of the whole thing is what screws everything up. It just messes everything up. I expect you to pay. I expect you to pay. Like, what type of mentality is that? It's like you automatically listen. You know, you got me, I got you. You got me, I got you. You got me, I got you. That type of mentality is a friendship. You know, I used to go to lunch all the time with my coworkers, and they would. This is how they would do. They'd be like, "You got it, I got it. Oh, I'll get it next time. You get it next time." It wasn't even about you pay, you pay, you pay. It was all about, you know, hey, you don't have to do it today. I got you. No, you don't have to do it today. I got you. And then sometimes they would pay all the time. I'm like, I don't want you paying all the time. Let me do it. And he'll be like, no, or she'd be like, no, I got you. I'm like, no, let me just do this today. This is my gift. You know what I mean? This is my blessing to you, but it's not about the money.
Right.
So I get what you're saying too.
So in closing, I'm going to ask you about, how do you feel where you are now as far as the edge, as far as the show and how you conduct things? And I know you do multiple things as part of the whole industry here. Mm-hmm. And seeing you, because you're behind the scenes, you're doing a whole lot. So where do you see yourself?
Well, I mean, we're on the edge. It's like I want to branch off in different sections of On the Edge. It's like I want to do something that's called Over the Edge. And that's when people been through something already. It's like we're trying to get to a certain spot, but we want to talk to people who already gotten past all this anger, gotten past all these little red flags and situations. And I want to have one-on-one conversations with them and kind of feel out what they've been through, and they can tell me sort of like how you say their obstacles and stuff that they have, but more so of little advice that they can give to help you overcome some of the anger issues and all the little hang-ups you may have with yourself, not just the relationships. If you can't deal with the hang-ups that you have within yourself, you're going to have a hard time with your relationships because you're going to carry it into it. So I want to do that, and then I want to do a couple of other things with producing different shows, like the awareness shows, and you know, we did the domestic violence awareness, and we also did the overdose, drug overdose awareness show. We did some hip hop ain't dead type shows, and I want to do some spiritual things. So I want to bring a little bit more, you know, a little bit just spearheading off of the On the Edge.
I definitely want to give you and Coyote just an awesome hand.
Thank you.
Y'all really, just to see where, you know, you came. Mm-hmm. I know I've kind of been here from the beginning.
Yes,
a lot of things that I have learned.
We have like 100 shows now
from you both, and what you do. And Coyote, he got that mind where he always say, Dave, I just need a couple more dollars, man. I can do some amazing things, brother. You just don't know. My mind is I'm already here, you know. But I just want to say where we've came, just to see, and it's always when I come here, it's always stepping it up. You're always putting it up, something different, and adding something, and it really helped me. You know, the different diverse shows you have. Well, people got a little bit of everything when they come here, not just one thing. So, and
that's what we look for. We don't want to have two of the same type of anything. It's like we want to try to make sure we have something different, and we're still looking for, you know, more types of shows to add to the network. And all I have to say to you in closing is, David Robinson, here's your check.
So I'm planning on paying the check today. And for y'all that are watching and you want to be a part of this network, you want to come on over here to Security Mall and have your own show, become a part of the team. We'll help you. We'll get you started. Come on over here. We'll make things happen. Thank you, Sandra, for being on the David Robinson Show.
Thank you, David.
Real talk, real people, real conversation.
Coyoteman Show
Till next time,
Real
peace
talk,
out, and
real
God bless.
people, real conversation.